Namaste, my name is Ran. Welcome to my channel Mindful Yoga. Today's practice is a full body yin practice and we're going to be using two blocks for our practice today. I tend to use blocks a lot when I teach yin yoga in studios around here in Melbourne, Australia. And they're a good way to make a lot of the yin yoga poses accessible to most people. If you do not have blocks at home, using a thick book or something else that replicates the function of blocks, let's get started. So bringing one block with us, we're going to begin in child's pose by placing the forehead on the block. So bring the big toes to touch, knees can be as wide as the mat, and then folding forward, placing our head on the block. Now if the block is uncomfortable in child's pose, feel free to slide the block away and place your forehead on the mat. And then you can choose to have your hands long, or you can wrap your hands around the block like I'm doing now. And then mindfully lifting the head off the block. As you come into all fours, and from all fours we're going to do baby dragon. So bringing awareness to our right foot and placing the right foot outside the right hand, and then reaching for our blocks. Now placing the blocks at the appropriate height. So the right hand side block is outside the right foot and the left block is somewhere under the left shoulder. So the shoulders, the wrists and the palms align on the block. Now you can choose to change the height of the block. If you like to go a little bit less deeper, if you like to go deeper, bring the block to the second level. And then during the duration of this pose, you may wish for a deeper stretch, and if you do so, feel free to wiggle your right foot slightly forward to feel the stretch in your left hip. And then Yin Yoga is all about finding your edge and staying there. So find your edge and then just staying there for the duration of the pose. And if you like to close your eyes, the invitation is there to do so. And then from here, we'll begin to transition into half butterfly. So stacking the left hip above the left knee, bring your block back with you as the hands walk back slightly, and we wiggle forward the right heel until we straighten the right leg. And again, choosing the appropriate height of the block for you. This pose is also known in Vinyasa as half monkey stretch or Ardha Hanumanasana, and half butterfly in Yin. Or if I've got the name wrong, I'm happy for you to correct me in the comments. That'll be most appreciative. And then once again, settling into the pose, finding your edge and staying there. And the right knee is not perfectly stretched, that's fine as well. Slowly return the right foot onto the mat. Bend the right knee. Let's put the blocks aside for a brief moment and then come into all fours. So come onto our hands and our knees, knees below the hips. Let's tuck the toes and then a few rounds of cat-cow. On the inhale, the belly drops. On the exhale, round the upper back. Inhale, shine your heart open. Exhale, chin to chest. One more like this. And then we come into a flat back. And then we're going to go into baby dragon on the other side. So untucking the toes first and then placing the left foot outside the left hand and then bringing our blocks with us for our dragon on this side. Now, once again, yogis, the option is available. If you like to, you can wiggle your left foot forward and feel a deeper stretch in the right hip. And adjusting the blocks as you feel necessary. And then we'll begin to go into half butterfly on this side. Stacking the right hip on top of the right knee. Bring the block with us on either side and slowly wiggling your left heel forward. We transition into half butterfly on this side. And then gently bending the left knee, return the left foot to the mat, setting our blocks to one side, coming into all fours. And then let's tuck our toes this time and raise our hips to the sky for a down dog. Just pedaling the feet a few times in a down dog, plugging the palms into the mat, fingers spread wide. And then coming back to all fours. From here we'll bring one block with us for our puppy pose. So we're doing a supported puppy pose where we'll place the head on top of the block. So walking the hands forward and placing the block under the forehead. The hips are above the knees. And the hands can go either around the block, or you can extend your hand towards the front. Also known as melting heart. And then slowly lifting the head, coming back to all fours, and then let's cross our ankles, push the hips towards the heels, and we're going to extend our legs towards the front for supported bridge pose. And we come to lie down on our back, and as we come to lie down on our back, bending the knees as they point towards the sky, feet on the mat. And then taking the block, press into the heels, lift the lower back, and then sliding the block underneath the lower back. Hands come by your side, or you can place the elbows on the floor or the mat, and the hands rest on the belly. And pressing into the heels again, sliding the block away. We're going to do supported snail pose, so we'll need both our blocks for that. Now you may not require blocks for the snail pose because your feet might reach overhead on the floor. If you have any other props at home like a bolster that you're already using for this practice, you can do that as well. And placing both the blocks, you may need only one again, so just modifying to suit your body. And then coming to lie down on the back. And then pushing the legs back until the feet find the blocks. And then hands can come to rest by your side, or you can turn the palms towards the ceiling and place the hands behind your shoulder, behind your hip. And slowly coming out of snail, very carefully, very slowly. Bring the knees above your nose or your forehead, and then use the support of your hands to uncurl one vertebra at a time. Very important to come out slowly and avoid any dumping in the lower back. And then just bring our legs long for a breath or two, just resting here. And then we'll transition into supported fish pose. So rising up and placing one block so that it's between our shoulder blades at the right height. So I'm just going to go horizontal for me, that works the best. And then the other block at the slightly higher height. So we can rest the back of the head on the block. And then coming to lie down, making any adjustments you need to make to feel comfortable with our blocks. The hands by our side as the palms face the ceiling. And then lifting the head and then sliding the block away from underneath the head, and then slightly rolling over to one side and taking the block out from underneath our upper back. Coming to lie down for Shavasana. Feet find the corners of the mat. Hands come to rest by your side as the palms face the ceiling. Your final resting pose, Shavasana. I will wake you up when it's time. Making gentle movements with your fingers and your toes. So you feel life come back to your body. Rolling over to your favorite side, using your arm as a cushion under your ear. And then slowly with your eyes closed, coming up into a seat. Bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra, thumbs press against the sternum. One soft inhale, one soft exhale. Bringing the thumbs to third eye center, to our lips and to our hearts. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this practice, and if you enjoyed the practice, we'll appreciate a like and subscription to my channel Mindfully Yoga. And wherever you are in the world today, have a great morning, amazing afternoon or an awesome evening. I will see you soon on the mat. Namaste.